Our second speaker this evening is Chris Reed. Chris is the founder of Sparks, and additionally, he's been a marketing consultant for tech-savvy businesses like Scott Jones and 1150 Consulting Group. In June of 2018, Chris suffered a traumatic brain injury due to an assault. To say this was life-changing is an understatement. With his life on hold while he restored his brain, he did what he's known how to do since he was a kid: home repair. He grew up remodeling the houses he lived in as a kid, so he relaunched Creed Improvements, where he serves as chief handyman and estimator. Also known as Captain Selfie, Chris enjoys making his friends laugh and even won an open mic competition in 2015 at Crackers in Broad Ripple. Please help me welcome my good friend, Chris Reed, to the stage.
So this is what happens when your speaker drops out at the last minute, so be warned. So I want to take you back to 2009. A decade ago, I had an iPhone. My first iPhone was a 3G, and I was in downtown Indianapolis to take a meeting, and I got to find a parking spot. You know the drill. You find a spot, you plug the quarters into the meter, and you run in. Well, this meeting took a lot longer than I expected, and so when I came out, I expected to have a ticket on my windshield, but I found this. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never had my car stolen before, and I was losing my mind on the corner of that street. And that's when I read the sign that I should have read before I parked the car. Now, I read the number at the bottom, I called it, and they confirmed that my car had been towed. What they also said was I was going to have to go to the city-county building in order to be able to pay a fine to get the car released, to get the car back. 4.5 blocks away, did I mention that it was a hot summer day and that I had a dark suit on and a tie? I made that trek, and I walked in the door to what looked like this, and I stood in that line, and everyone that doesn't work at the city-county building is there to pay a ticket, pay a fine, or being a victim of a case or being prosecuted in a case. Needless to say, there's a lot of negative energy going on there, okay? And so I said that moment that I'm going to bring positive, joyful energy to every interaction and just see what happens. Well, you've probably seen one of these windows before. You've done business through them. They're bulletproof glass. You've got to speak at that speaker. The person's got to speak at that speaker as well for you to communicate. Otherwise, you can't hear the other person. Well, I was 2 people off of the line head when I read the sign above that window. And it dawned on me that I was driving my now ex-wife, but my wife's car at the time. It was titled in her name. She was going to have to take time off work, come down and pay this fine, and she was going to be pissed. And I wasn't going to ever hear the end of it. And that's when I met this woman. Now, this isn't a picture of her. I wish I would have taken a picture of her. I wish I would have gotten her name down for the hundreds of times that I've told this story to my friends. But this woman is this picture is a great representation of this woman. She'd worked there for 20, 50 years, whatever. Like, humor had left her a long time ago. She had heard everything, and the RBF was strong in this woman, okay? Well, I give her my information, she goes off, and I'm funning through Facebook as I'm trying to entertain myself because I know the bad news is coming. And I see this meme, and I just bust out laughing. And the next thing I hear is, "What's so funny?" And I look up, and it's her. And I'm immediately embarrassed because I know what I just read, and I know I can't read that to her. And I said, "So, just the funny things that people say on Facebook, And she said, no, what'd they say?" And I thought, well, this is going to go bad anyways, so what the hell, right? So I read it to her. And she goes like this. And she turns around, and I can't hear her, but she makes a motion like this. And as she does, I notice that there's about 10 to 12 women that are sitting behind her at desks, and they get up and they walk over, and they funnel down in front right behind her, and the speaker in 2 rows. And she leans in, and she goes, "Now say that again." So I read it to her. Many men are against marriage. They say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? But nowadays, 80% of women are against marriage. Why? Because women realize that it's not worth buying an entire pig just for a little bit of sausage. All those ladies fell out laughing. And this lady, bless her heart, she signed that piece of paper. She slid my stuff underneath the thing, and she said, "Baby, have a nice day." That's all she said to me. And that's how an internet meme got my car back when it shouldn't have gotten back. But what it illustrated for me was that no matter what the situation is, if I can bring joyful, positive energy to that interaction, I'm going to optimize the output. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Man, good job.
Don't delay. Get your ticket for the next Sparks event today.